Oh, yeah. Check this out. We're going to see if we're live. Now, the font I wanted to try out today is, how do we... All right. We are coming up live. This is live day. I thought it would be appropriate to kick the tires on this. Trying out a few different methods. One of the things that I find when we have streaming options, I've actually been really torn between what's the best option for software for how and what I should stream. I've got some new content that's coming up. And the interesting thing is it's going to be partly related to tech, but even how to. It's one of the things I've been trying to do is find sort of the best streaming software, the best toolkit to match up the gear. So as you can see, all the crazy microphones. If you go to discopossePodcast.com, you can see all my gear there, and check out the podcast. You can see, follow that link down below, right there. That's where it is. There it is. I can't tell which way my mirrored image is facing. If you want to learn about how to do more with good audio gear, I can start with the hardware. So you go to discopossePodcast.com. I've put up all of the links to how you can actually get that goodness. So this is the RE20. I'm actually not in my regular studio, as you can see from the camera. It's a little bit different looking than my studio, which usually has the guitars in the background. I want to try out a couple of different methods. What's been really fun is that, in fact, fade to black. Oh, look at that. So I can, we're using Restream right now. And my sort of torn idea is like, what's the best way to feed into Restream? So Restream out of the box now supports up to 10 simultaneous viewers, which is really cool. Big fan of Restream. I've used it for Virtual Design Master, and this was a way to test it out. So it's got some very simple stuff. Far in, you could bring stuff in. You can have multiple viewers, a couple windows. I've only got one of us on right now, so I can't show you the multi-view, but it's got, you can see the, oh, there it is. Woo, boy, oh boy, it's hard to remember that this is a mirror. You can see the little logo down there, up there. Whoop, whoop. There you go. Tick on my logo. Tick on my logo. That's the Disco Posse podcast logo. And we can switch to the backgrounds. We can have overlays. I haven't done a proper overlay right now, so you can only I have the live with Restream logo. If you're actually looking to buy a Restream, I got to give a shout out to the folks at Restream. You can buy it today for a 30% lifetime discount if you subscribe today. You do it monthly or annually. So I'm crazy, and I actually subscribed to to more than one tool. I've used Ecamm, which has been really good for the original Virtual Design Master work that Angelo Luciani and I did. We used Zoom to broadcast, but one of the problems with Zoom was that it didn't really deal well with people coming in over phone. So what we did was we wanted Ecamm. So I used Ecamm and then used it with Skype so you could set up multiple callers. And this was driving me crazy because I thought, how am I supposed to, I can't produce it and be the host at the same time. So it was a little challenging. This is, you find the same thing. I can do the thing that'll blow your visual mind. If I do a screen share, then, it can actually really twist things up. Because if I share the screen like this, oh, infinite loop. Don't do that. Now, the cool thing is I'm going to try this out. So what I've got is I'm going to use my iPad mini in sidecar mode. And now that I've done that, it's hard to see, but I can actually share content that's happening. Oh, look at that. So now you're actually able to see. And so I've got it in sidecar mode. And that's how that shows up, which is kind of cool. So now what I could do is I could actually put stuff onto the screen and not have to worry about it going off. So here's an example. Let's just say I wanted to do some GarageBand editing. This is how I edit my podcast. I can go in, and now I'm actually able to run it. And this is running just, like I said, the hilarious thing is it's running on my iPad. How nuts is that? I think you have to have iOS 13 or later, or only the mini 4 or 5, whatever the more recent ones are, support sidecar mode. But also the nerd thing about my tech, I hate having multiple things going on. I'm not a big fan of having 10 monitors. I love if I could, but I travel a lot, so I can't keep the monitors with me. So I get used to literally using one monitor. So that's kind of that's my plight. I mean, maybe I'm just really like that. Okay, now I'm gonna try and drag this back. Oh, there we go. Now the next piece is, what if I try a command line? Because here's a bit of a teaser. I'm going to be studying. I've signed up for my HashiCorp Console Associate exam, and because I'm doing that, I wanted to share the content there. Oh man, that doesn't really show up so good. See, it's what happens when you work this stuff out live. Huh, that's weird. It is kind of weird working in sidecar mode. That's a big. The font looks really weird on there. I don't know if it's visible. Let's try it. So there you go to see my file system. You know that I run in Dropbox. Yay, Dropbox. Now what I want to do is Nomad. Okay, cool. What I have is my Vagrant Lab. If you go to my GitHub page, you can actually get the Vagrant Lab. I wonder if I can do side-by-side mode here. Does it do picture-in-picture? Oh, it is a picture-in-picture. There you go. I've got picture-in-picture. That's weird. Okay, cool. So I don't know if it's good or bad that you can see me, but oops. There's no Vagrant LS. Make sure I'm in the right folder. Okay, Vagrant status. Let's see what's happening here. It is also hard to get used to the fact that because I'm using Sidecar, that I'm getting different. My lefts and rights often get mixed up here. I'll leave my podcast up there. Follow the podcast. Always follow the podcast. So very proud, actually. We just had a new podcast that launched this morning. If you're watching this live, that is. If you're watching and recording, it was also this morning. Curtis Ray. Curtis is a fantastic individual. He's got just that sort of incredible passion and energy. So that's live up right now. If you go to Disco Posse podcast, you can get to the subscribe links. I hasn't shown the blog yet, but you'll be able to at least get there. Okay, so now what I'm looking at is I see a Vagrant up. Let's start my Nomad Lab. My Nomad Lab also includes console. Sorry, this is all over the place. I'm just testing. I wanted to see, is this going to be a feasible way in which I can work? I have my background. This could absolutely bury my laptop. Again, pretty cool that I'm like, so all this stuff is happening on the iPad. And all you OBS nerds that are saying, use OBS, it's way more than I need. OBS is like, hey, I need to just like crop an image. Let me download Photoshop. OBS is very, very cool. Not that I dislike it, but it's more than I want to deal with. Again, I want to think, what's the simplest possible method I've got? So I'm actually just using my little doodly camera here. So this is straight up a camera that's on the MacBook. So default. And again, like I said, Sidecar, so I can get my second screen, so I don't get infinite loop. Restream, running on Chrome. So I'm actually just broadcasting live from the browser. And that's it. It's kind of crazy. And then my external gear for the actual audio kit is my Onyx 2x2. So this is the 2 in, 2 out input, my RE20. I'm a big fan of this microphone. It sounds like those dulcet tones of NPR. Also check out my homegrown microphone flag. This is actually the most like simple thing to create. I'm going to blog about it because that's the kind of weird nerd I am. This is just like foam board type of paper you can get from Staples or Amazon. I got it off Amazon. It's literally like $4 worth of materials. I felt like I was in grade school again. I was pasting, learning how to paste, and then I have my own little wee sticker on there, which is like a little thank you sticker I like to send to folks. And then I've got my holographic sticker, which is my front and back. It's kind of cool. Big fan of branding. It's this is the guy who goes by Disco Posse. You have to learn about brands. Okay, my Vagrant Lab is slowly booting up. I think the proof of concept seems to work pretty good. That hopefully this is workable. And then if I spotlight, oh, there we go. Now we're looking at dual screen. Cool. I like this. Thanks for going through this test with me. For anybody that's watching live, that's kind of crazy. Now the other tool, I hate to talk about the other side. I'm doing a ton of stuff at work using not Restream, goodness gracious, StreamYard. So I got turned onto the StreamYard application by the folks at Arctic. That's ARCTIQ. My friend Kyle Bassett and all of his amazing team at Arctic Consulting. So they're based out of Toronto and all over the Canadian side of the world, but they do a ton of stuff worldwide. At any rate, they invited me to do an Ansible meetup, so I talked about Ansible and Terraform working together, and we used StreamYard, which is kind of cool. So I actually got that kicked up, and we're using StreamYard at Turbonomic, and the Turbonomic Labs stuff that I'm building is actually all going to be done using StreamYard. Very, very cool. So I'm a fan of that. Cool. So if I jump in, I want to spotlight one thing. Same kind of idea. I feel like a gamer streamer. Interesting. Nothing like watching who's learning as they go live. Okay, so we've got a good handle testing. Now, why am I doing this? Again, this is just to make sure that it's working. Can I share the content this way? Hopefully the sound is good. Hopefully the audio is good. I never even thought to check, am I using the right microphone? Gosh darn it, I hope so. That'd be kind of silly if I was using a mic. But as far as I know, we're actually streaming a live test. Audio by default, yeah. Oh yeah, sorry, I'm testing my microphone. You can't see me screen sharing because, and then FaceTime. All right, cool. Well, that's easy. Stream some games just for funsies. Now I wonder if I should try the recording mode, whether I can actually just stream that. So here's the thing. I spun up OBS. Let me just move that over as well. So I had OBS going, but again, I was like, come on, kids, like this is way too complicated. Why do I need all this stuff? Oh, there you go. There's my stinger. Yeah, I'll figure that out another day. And I know there's all sorts of like audio and video nerds who are just yelling at me going, OBS is not difficult. Sure it isn't. When you're the one that's running the controls, it is kind of gnarly. Now, the next piece I want to kick the tires on, I'm going to blog about, and if I'm looking for invitations and ideas, if anybody's got experience with Stream Decks, so I think it's, I forget what, Elgato, I think it's the name of or Elgato, whatever, the company that does the Stream Deck. So like, there's like a little 9-button mini thing you can get if you're using one of those things, because I see it in some of your pictures. Calling out you, Spiteri, my man Anthony Spiteri. I'm pretty sure you've got one. You use OBS. So I would love to actually figure out should I integrate Stream Deck? Because I definitely want to bring much more multimedia video content, even though great face for audio. I'm not a fan of cameras because it's weird. I hate looking at myself. But such is the new world. We're all going to stream our existence. Okay, cool. So if I shut that off, it's a very harsh transition. I wonder if there's a way to make those smooth transitions. Oh well, it is what it is. All right, kids. Well, I hope you've enjoyed my little wee test here. So stay tuned. Make sure you keep your eyes on the live streams. What's going to happen is I'm going to begin looking for ways that we can stream content. I'm going to be doing my study for the HashiCorp console exam, which I'm taking in like a month. Or I'm failing in a month, 1 or 2. Big shout out to the HashiCorp team who've been really, really good about opening that up for early access. I want to help to give back to the ecosystem. I'm going to do my Terraform Associate as well, because since I do a ton of Terraform, I should just finally give in and drop me $9 or whatever it is for the certification exam. There you go. So you're going to be watching along with me. If you're keen to get involved, follow my Twitter. Get hooked up to if you go to youtube.com/Disco Posse, it also has my setup there, so you can get subscribed. If you subscribe, then you'll be able to, from there, get notified when I go live. I'll try and get this on a schedule, and in the case that I can't schedule it up because life is busy, then I'll just be going live, and it's available on demand, which is the beauty part. So this is going to be sitting at such on Twitch. It's running on Periscope right now, on YouTube, and also where else? I've got it in a few different places, but let me see. There you go. So I've got Twitch, YouTube, Periscope. Oh, and LinkedIn Live. Wow, look at that! I'm running my first official LinkedIn Live. So if you're a fan of the show, make sure, again, go to discopossepodcast.com. Whoop, wrong one. There we go. Beep, beep, beep. Go to the podcast. And also, if you go to the YouTube page for the podcast, so go to discopossepodcast.com. You can go to my studio tour. Subscribe. If you subscribe there, you'll get notified because I'm going to be hosting a ton of video content up there, including studio walkthroughs, equipment setup, and how you can get started, because I'm creating some resources for folks that are looking to get started in podcasting. It's not difficult to do if you have the right approach, the right attitude, and the right tools. And we're going to work on those tools together. So, all right, check it out. Happy July 3rd, which is the day we're going live. Happy Independence Day. Everybody hopefully being independent and sheltering in place. And as the Canadian who's stuck between 2 holidays, happy Canada Day that just happened. Happy July 4th that's about to happen. And I hope you all have a good day. Thank you.